because you mentioned there, like the role you're in now is more similar to that of being in a team. So effectively, the referees are your player, like your equivalent of a players. You're preparing the referee instead of preparing the players for the game. So these kind of reports that you mentioned, I mean, this is quite fascinating to me, really, in terms of, I mean, you mentioned some things that are in there. So like, are you then going back? Let's say I'm the referee and I'm refereeing, I'll say Sunderland because that's my team. Sunderland v Newcastle on the weekend. What kind of things are you giving me in terms of information? Are you going to look back at just previous games of the Sunderland and you might say, the captain is prone to doing this play, then the fullback might, he's got so many bookings or he tends to foul from this position. Like what kind of things really, if you can say anything, it is a bit more on what's in those reports really.
Yeah, I won't go to
No,
give away all our secrets, but
no, of course not.
no, I think it's just more about looking at set piece situations. So looking at a corner, does a team like to carry out a short routine where they bring a third man across the line of the 18-yard box where a referee traditionally stands?
Blocks
It's
it.
making them aware of that. So it's like if this second pass is coming, you probably want to either stand a bit back or come the other side of him, so you're not
Yeah,
getting in their way, he or she's way, sorry. Um, and just little bits like that, looking at attacking patterns, defensive patterns. So looking at their once they get into a defensive shape, how do they defend? What areas are they taking up? Which areas are they building at? Are there certain players that like to cut back across the ball and put it in between where a referee normally stands?
yeah, yeah,
That's again like you want to do. You don't want to get in the way. Is it a goalkeeper when the ball's dead, getting a ball thrown back onto the pitch, but
yeah,
going and getting another ball instead to consume an extra 10, 15 seconds?
yeah, yeah,
It's little things like that that we can kind of make officials aware of heading into the game so they
yeah,
know, okay, he's done that, they've done that.
yeah,
All right, yeah, okay. Looking at set piece situations again, so attacking free kicks, seeing if there's any players that start in an offside position and potentially block.
yeah, yeah,
Obviously, by law, there's technically interfering, so that it's a whole paradigm of trying to align technical and tactical performance along with what expectations are for us as an organisation and how a referee can set himself up or themselves up to be prepared heading into 90-minute
yeah.
game of football.
It's really, really interesting. I'll give you that. I'd love to see one there. Like, it's just I just had no idea that that was actually a thing that you would do, but it obviously makes sense. If you can better prepare the referee, then great. It makes his job easier. Obviously, there's a lot that can go wrong in a game. I mean, a ref could have 99% do everything perfect, but if he's just out of position for one little thing or his view gets blocked, I mean, obviously you now have the help of VAR and stuff, but not in every league. So it is very, very interesting that you go into that level of detail, which I'm sure a lot of people will be surprised to even know about. So
Yeah, I'll just caveat as well by just saying that obviously that's like utopia, that's like Premier League, that's every
yeah,
level of data
yeah,
possible, that's every angle possible. We can look at these things, whereas you work your way down the pyramid, and those things become more
yeah,
minute, and you're having to accommodate them in different formats. Um, but again, the lower you go down the pyramid, maybe they
yeah,
don't
yeah,
have time to potentially delve into it. So you've got to help them in different ways. And so, yeah, it's just trying to constantly adapt to the expectations and demand of the official in that context. So that's probably the biggest demand that we find as a department is trying to figure out how best to service said officials in certain contexts, given the resource we have available to us.
yeah.